Hey there everybody, it's just me again. I figured I'd make a few more videos of my collection before I move. And today I'm going to go over my Nintendo GameCube collection. It's not too big. I'm a bit upset because one or two things have went missing. I'm unaware where they have went. I have not found them at all. For those who don't know, I'm moving soon. So I've been going through all my stuff and there's been no sign of anything that's missing showing up. So that's a bummer. Okay then, let me take you over to the collection itself. Okay then, here's a basic overview of it. So you can see there's my games, accessories, controllers. Let's go in. I'm sorry everybody, I'm still terrible at holding the actual phone for a clear shot. As you can see, I have two GameCube models. These are actually two separate models. I got this one originally. I got this one with a whole bunch of Nintendo stuff from someone off Craigslist. It was this, the Wavebird controller, and then a few other Nintendo accessories I'll show later for only 30 bucks, which is really amazing because this controller itself usually goes for 30 bucks at least just by itself. Okay, I got the controller that came with the purple GameCube. I got this spice colored controller. I know it's orange, they refer to it as Spice from Nintendo. I do not have a black controller I somehow lost. Here's the thing for the Wavebird. Let's go to my games. I got more than one copy of F1 2002 because of the Craigslist deal and also some other stuff I got at a thrift store. NASCAR Thunder 2003. I don't really care for either of those games. Alright. I got Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I like that one. Metroid Prime, another good title. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, another good title. You people may have seen it was re-released on the Wii U. They redid it with HD. Luigi's Mansion Player's Choice Edition. This was a launch title. I enjoy it rather much. It's really short, but I think if you have the spare change and you enjoy collecting Nintendo stuff, you should definitely pick it up. Here's Skies of Arcadia. Now, this is Skies of Arcadia Legends. This was originally a Dreamcast game, and they went and pretty much took the downloadable content for the Dreamcast, put it on this disc, re-released as Legends, and they've made a few changes because of hardware differences. And also, the Nintendo GameCube does not have a visual memory unit. For those who don't know, that's a memory card for the Dreamcast. I'll get to that in a later video. Super Monkey Ball 2 Player's Choice, another good title. Super Smash Bros. Melee, bestseller. I don't think I need to go into the detail on that at all. Tales of Symphonia Player's Choice. Here's another pretty interesting title. I think this might have been re-released. I'll have to look into that. It's basically a JRPG, but instead of being turn-based, it has some live-action combat that you go to, but you still have random encounters. This one's a little bit rare, but doesn't really cost anything special. The Resident Evil 4 preview disc, it has some Resident Evil demo videos and whatnot on it. I got it for like $5 at a game store. Killer 7, I got this one used from a Blockbuster, so it doesn't have the proper 2-disc GameCube case. It's just a 2-disc DVD case, but it does have the booklet and sleeve, so that's okay. Tony Hawk's Underground, I got this from a Game Craze that was going out of business. And Evolution Worlds, this case is really beat up, but I forget exactly where I got it. I think it was at GameStop used. This was actually two different Dreamcast games that came out put onto one game. Basically, the first game, Evolution World of Sacred Device, they shortened it up and cut a lot of stuff. And then the second game is in full gameplay as far as I'm aware. Alright, Resident Evil 4. Another game I don't have to go into really too much for those who know it. Capcom vs. SNK 2 EO. This is one of my favorite fighting games. I think it might be my favorite fighting game on the GameCube. For those that don't know, people mostly know who Capcom is, but SNK was a company that made a lot of popular arcade games back in the 90s. And they made their own fighting series, a couple of them, to try to compete with Capcom. They never gained as much popularity in the world as the Capcom fighting games did, but they decided to do a crossover. That's pretty good. I got Beautiful Joe and Beautiful Joe 2. Both pretty interesting cel-shaded beat-em-ups. I got Pikmin 2 Player's Choice. I got Resident Evil, the remake for the GameCube Player's Choice. I got Metal Gear Solid, The Twin Snakes. This is basically a remake of the original PlayStation game done by Silicon Knights before they went out of business. I think this, if I recall, this is one of their last games they actually made to completion. Basically, it uses a similar engine to Metal Gear Solid 2, The Sons of Liberty, and they redid everything. It's pretty good. Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. Basically a farming simulator. I enjoyed it myself. I never really complete these games because, for those that don't know, the gameplay involves several years of farming and indirect goals. Okay, and then which would have been here was Resident Evil Zero. I will look for this game. I'm rather upset it just disappeared out of nowhere, but I'll probably tell people if I find it. Okay, and over here I have an action replay disc. I need to get it buffered so it works. For those that don't know, an action replay is pretty much like a Game Shark. You get them, you put in different like code values, and it changes parts of the game so you can cheat or get beta elements, anything interesting like that. Here's my memory cards. I got some third-party ones. I got 2 official ones. This is the standard gray one with an Animal Crossing sticker on it. It's the standard size, and then here's the white ones, which are about 10 times the size of the original standard in data storage. Okay, I got some dangled cords. Standard Nintendo AV cord, which is the same, usable for the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, the GameCube, and the N64. I believe for the Super Famicom as well. I do not have a Japanese copy of any of those systems to test it to make sure, but they're both NTSC, so they should work. Both the power cords. And here, for certain select titles, they had a Game Boy Advance link card where, depending on certain games, you either could play with the Game Boy Advance or link it to certain Game Boy Advance games to unlock special features. Okay. Right here, I have a Game Boy player. Here's the disc for it. I don't have the box or anything. I got this used from a friend. Basically, you plug this into the bottom of your GameCube via this socket, and you can play Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. And then there's even an extension cord to link it to other games. It works pretty nice. I think there's no real compatibility issue except for like 1 or 2 games because of small hardware differences, but pretty much it's like having a Game Boy Advance plugged into your TV, like literally. Alright then, I guess I'll go over the basics of this. This purple GameCube I had was actually a launch one. There's slight differences, like as you see back here, there's an extra slot that's not on the other older models. They had a digital AV, I believe it was, that nobody ended up really getting, so they cut it in later models. It has a slightly crisper image. On the bottom, there's actually an extra serial port. They took that out in later models because they ended up using it for nothing. As far as I'm aware, I don't even know any prototypes or anything that use this. And there's this serial port, which is used for the broadband modem or dial-up modem. Those are hard to get a hold of. They're kind of expensive if you do. The only thing, the dial-up modem is worthless pretty much for anything but collecting as far as I'm aware. The broadband modem you can actually use to either mod stuff or stream, or not stream, I'm sorry, rip your GameCube games via actual hardware. And then this is where the Game Boy Advanced player or Game Boy player goes in. And then we'll just show you the difference on this one. As you can see, there's just a regular AV, no extra jacks, and I'm sorry for the terrible camera angle. Yep, there's no extra socket port right there. Okay. Well, there you go. That's my entire collection. I will probably make 1 or 2 more videos today. I have not thought of a decent title for it all if I continue this any further or deeper in as a YouTube channel. But there's a basic overlay. I hope to hear from you guys soon. As always, give me some criticism, whether it be negative or positive, as long as it's intended to help me work on this show. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.